Hello, future CAs. Today I'm going to show you how one of our students got 4.5 out of 5 in CA Inter Law paper, and this is the latest September 25 attempt where law was very difficult. And in this, I am going to teach you how you can also get this 4.5 or 5 out of 5, guys. Just to give you context, this is the first compulsory question in the exam. Let me quickly run through the question which says Chicago Bricks is a company incorporated in USA, a company in USA, and then they are saying it is doing manufacturing in India through its branch. So US company doing manufacture in India through its branch. And then I'm only referring to key points over here. Turnover of the branch for the latest financial year, last 3 years they have given the turnover, and they are also saying the branch's net profit is approximately 20% net profit. For this, one of the directors, Mr. Ramesh of Chicago Bricks, advised the branch to comply with the requirements of CSR to form a CSR committee for the upcoming year. But the branch is opposing the above view and has submitted that although CSR provisions are applicable, we need not follow. The question is, considering the provisions of Companies Act, whether Chicago Bricks is correct for non-applicability of formation of CSR committee. So the first thing when you read a question is, of course, you can't mark all this in the question paper, but you have to mark the important points in the question in your head. With this, let's go look at the answer that our student wrote. Spot on. Always I keep saying the first part of your answer has to be provision, because you're conveying to the examiner that as per Companies Act, you know all the relevant points. Let's read her answer, guys. She is saying as per section 135, section number again not compulsory if you remember right. She is saying CSR is applicable to every company including foreign company. Why she's writing about foreign company here? It's a foreign company over here in Chicago and branches in foreign country. They are saying when is CSR applicable? She's referring to the three limits of CSR. Yes, we wrote the three limits. Along with that, she's also writing how much should the company spend 2% of the net profit of the average of the three preceding financial years. That everybody knows they write. But here she's adding on that the profit does not include export profit from the foreign branch and dividend received from Indian company that is undergoing CSR. So the core provision of CSR she wrote. And she's also saying the company should constitute a CSR committee if the amount to be spent, that 2% of net profit, exceeds 50 lakhs in the current year. So in the first 2 to 3 paragraphs, what she is saying, for whom is CSR applicable, if it is applicable, how much they should spend, and if the spend is crossing 50 lakhs, then they have to constitute a CSR committee. Why is she talking about committee? Because question is asking about whether committee is required in this question of a foreign company having a branch in India. Then the other provisions are written over here regarding the CSR committee. The committee should create a policy for implementation, how to spend all of that. So the whole page over here is with respect to provision relevant to this question. The student has not written other provisions in CSR. For example, for what I should spend CSR, for what I should not spend CSR, can I carry forward CSR? None of those things are tested in the question. Whatever concept is tested in the question, relevant provisions only. Then come to the next set, analyzing. What do you mean by analysis? For the facts given in the question and for the provision that I wrote, if I read them together, what am I understanding, sir? In this case, that's it. No need to write all the facts again, guys, especially in new syllabus where the number of questions are increased, where you have 2, 3, 4 mark questions and 5 mark questions. No need to write the facts, because even if you write the facts, you're not going to gain any marks. And if you want to write the facts, you shorten it to 1 or 2 lines. She's writing, in this case, the profit for the 3 preceding years is given. This is nothing but copy pasting of facts, but she's applying the percentage and she's saying, okay, turnover into net profit percentage is, this is the net profit 15, 13 and 17 crores for the last 3 years. Now average of the net profit, already above she explained it's average of last 3 years. So she is doing, okay, total of this 45 divided by 3, average is 15 crores. Average is how much, guys? 15 crores. And then she is saying CSR spending requirement 2% of A. What is A? Look at this. A is over here and 2% of A. So instead of again showing 15 crores into 2 percentage, by saving this time, 2% of A is how much? 3 lakhs is what she has written. And now she's writing, as the CSR requirement does not exceed 50 lakhs. Above she told, guys, only if it exceeds 50 lakhs, you need CSR committee. So she's connecting the provision with the question fact, saying that since it does not exceed 50 lakhs, there is no requirement for forming the CSR committee, and CSR functions can be discharged by the board of directors itself. This is something important to note. We will say CSR committee is not needed, but who will spend the CSR? Still I have to spend for CSR over here. So I'm saying here it will be discharged by the board of directors. This is my analysis. Now come back to the conclusion. What is the conclusion? Conclusion should always be one line. What is the question? Whether Chicago is correct in non-applicability of formation of CSR committee. For this the answer is yes or no. Come down. Last paragraph conclusion. Thus, therefore, hence, in light of the provisions of Companies Act, Chicago Bricks, refer to the company, don't tell company. Which is the company in this question? Chicago Bricks Incorporation is correct. Chicago is correct. So is correct in the view as to non-applicability of formation of CSR committee in this case. And why will ICA reduce marks? 4.5 out of 5, guys. Maybe if some other examiner evaluated this, it's 5 out of 5. But this is the perfect answer you have to write for a 2 mark, 3 mark, 4 mark or a 5 mark question. This is the 5 mark question. Don't ask me certified copies of the student. If you want, you can just take a screenshot of this. This is the first page, provision, and this is the analysis and conclusion. Here, she hasn't mugged up the provision. She hasn't by-hearted from the book and she has not put it over here. She has taken the keywords which I have highlighted over here in orange. She has put the keywords and used own words to explain. Therefore, it doesn't matter if your exam law paper is going to be easy, difficult, medium, whatever. If you know the concept, it's about applying the concept. So in the last few weeks of your exam, what you guys have to do for law is you have learned the provision. So step 1, learn the provision. Step 2, remember the keywords in your head. Step 3, apply this. How are you going to apply? Take your past RTP, MTP, take all the questions your faculty would have solved in the class. Look at the question. Think what you will write for this if this came in the exam. Think of all the points you will write. Then go read the answer and see all the points that you thought is over here. And when you're reading the answer, highlight the keywords and you will practice by writing mock test or any test series. When you write the answers, you will get more clarity because they will score and give it to you. That is how you can get a 4, 4.5 or 5 out of law. That's it for today, guys. Keep studying. All the very best.